So should I actually go into a little more on leadership? And since we have Vasilis after about 8:30, we're going to speak about entrepreneur and how he actually took the first step on becoming an entrepreneur. Migrated to Thailand with $22, something along those lines. He was telling me, and today having a massive influence around in businesses up in Thailand. Wow! And well, look. I thought to myself this morning, I said, how many times I've started a project, time and time again, and never ever got on to completing that project. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those that actually got started on a project and never ever got to complete it? I mean, there are a lot of people out there. Look, I've fallen a prey of this. You look, I've started a project and I've got right into it, almost halfway through it, and I've stopped. So, while you've lost enthusiasm and never got around to doing something like that, and all of a sudden realizing, hey, you know what, I should have finished it some time ago. Now, well, there are a lot of people like that, out there who have, let's put it this way, a garage full of projects which has not been completed. Well, I'll tell you a story. Uh, John John Hope was traveling from Melbourne to Sydney, and on the way to the airport, through the airport, as he was walking through the airport, he bought a ticket, and on the way he found these, these scales you find at the airport where you can get on and weigh yourself, and you know, so he saw these scales, and he just jumped on the scales, and he put some coins in, and down came his fortune, and it said, and it read there, your name is John Hope, you weigh 110 kilos, and you are going to catch the 2:20 flight to Sydney. And John went, wow, he was amazed by that. How can these scales tell him, what he's going to be doing? Well, I understand, he said, 110 kilos. Well, he's telling me the weight, but telling me what I'm going to be doing at 2:20, catching this flight to Sydney? No, he thought that someone was playing a trick on him. So he stepped off the scales. He waited for a little while, and then jumped back on the scales again, put some coins in, and again came down his fortune. And it said the same thing. It said, your name is John Hope. You weigh 110 kilos, and you are going to be catching the 2:20 flight to Sydney. And he said, well, John at this time thought, well, someone's playing a game on me, or someone's playing a trick on me. Now, he said he jumped off the scales, and he really wanted to get right down to this, to the bottom of this, and see if someone was really playing a trick on him. So he went into the change room, and he changed his clothes, and he put on a hat, and put on some new shoes, and after a while he came out. He jumped back on the scales again, inserted some coins, and again came down his fortune. It said, your name is John Hope, and you weigh 110 kilos, and you just missed the 2:20 flight to Sydney. I mean, what's the moral of the story? Is we get caught up doing the urgent things in life, day in, day out. And look, I have no challenge with that. You've got to keep doing the urgent things in life. But while you're doing the urgent things, you need to also start building on the important things in life. Your true purpose in life. What is your true purpose? And I'll talk about purpose today. I'll talk about passion today. I'll talk about that if we through the segment. But it's important to understand that while we're doing the urgent things in life, we need to start doing important things as well. And a lot of us get caught up with starting off a project, really enthusiastic, going full on into it, and halfway through just letting go. And that's why we have some really successful people in life that have gone through and gone right through what they've intended on doing, and setting goals and going right through step by step. And in order to do that, sometimes we need that motivation, we need that inspiration to keep us going. And that is the important key. That's the important fact behind it. We tune into 97.7 FM KC Radio.